Hey y'all, Big Tim here. Thanks for tuning in for this edition of Old School and Bass with Big Tim. First off, I want to thank everybody that tuned in to watch our first installment of the Truth Behind the Trophy series. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it. I hope you enjoyed the fact that it's more about the events leading up to the tournament than it is the tournament itself. It's more human interest and more entertainment than it is educational about how to catch fish. And how not to catch fish sometimes, maybe. But I hope you're enjoying that. And like I said, we're going to drop a new one every Monday, basically now through February, the end of February. I think I've got it slated to go all the way into there. So every Monday at 9 a.m., tune in. There'll be a new one there. Next thing on the list is to talk about the blurring that we had in that video. Yes, it's true. I was trying to blur out the Zoom banner. Not because I have a problem with Zoom. I love to decorate the garage with the Zoom banner. That's why it's there. It's decoration. It's for me. Zoom actually sent that to me, I'm guessing about 2011 or 12, maybe a little earlier. I used to belong to an organization that did a little fishing tournament for the local orphanages here in northern Kentucky. And I wrote letters to a lot of different fishing companies, had them give us some product. Really what I was looking for was hats and shirts for the kids. And Zoom really did a lot for us. They sent a lot of stuff. They sent hats, shirts, lures, all kinds of stuff. And of course they sent that banner. So I saved the banner. I didn't want to throw it away after it was all over and decorate the garage with it. But I did not want to make it feel like I was pushing Zoom products. Now, granted, I use a lot of their stuff, and I'm real happy with it. But they're not a paid sponsor of mine, and I didn't want anybody to think that they are. I don't want anybody to think that I'm pushing, because I want to be different than any of these other, YouTube channels that you have out there. At this point, I don't have any sponsors. Well, I guess my wife and me, but I really don't have any sponsors. And it's not that I'm not looking. So if you're out there, here I am. But no, Zoom is not a sponsor. And I don't want to feel like I'm pushing a particular product. And even if I do get sponsors, I'm going to make mention of them, but I'm not going to be pushing. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. I hate tuning into the other channels that do that. It's just not me. I'm not going to use one brand of lure all the way around. It's just not the way I do. So I wanted to protect the integrity there. Number two reason is because that YouTube actually has a problem with doing logo branding, they call it, or splashes. And I didn't want to take any chances with YouTube, being a little upset with having that Zoom banner over my head for, however long each video is. So that's why it was blurred, what was supposed to be blurred. The software from YouTube actually kind of screwed up when I held up the trophy. That kind of screwed that up. So you'll probably see the blur in the future. Like I said, it's not that I have anything against Zoom. Love the company. They're great people. But I've got a couple reasons to blur it out. I don't want to take it down because I like the way it looks in the garage. But anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about was last week we discussed how Preston Craig had won the Living the Dream package from the Bass Federation, and how FLW wasn't going to take care of his entry fees into the FLW Pro Tour. Well, that's all been resolved if you haven't heard already. So he's going to get his entry fees into the FLW Pro Tour paid for. He's going to get the boat and the truck from the TBF. So everything that he was supposed to get in his Living the Dream package is there. Now, whether that's going to continue, that'll be probably worked out. The release I read said it's taken care of this year. Didn't say anything about the future. So there may be some alterations to that. We'll see how that works out. But at least Preston Craig got everything that he was supposed to get. Now we just got to get those guys from the Costas. There's 12 guys from Costa. We've got to get them taken care of because they were actually fishing this whole year for an opportunity to go to the FLW Cup, which there is no more FLW Cup. That was a guaranteed 10 grand for those guys. So guaranteed for last place, and now first place was 300,000, but you know, that's a guaranteed 10 grand for those 12 guys for sure, and then some, possibly. But there is a petition floating around out there. You can find it on Facebook. Just type in FLW petition. You'll probably find it. So, anyway, we've just got a couple more weeks to Christmas. There probably will not be an episode the day after Christmas, but there probably will be one the day after New Year's. So, Christmas week, there'll probably only be one episode, and that'll be the Truth Behind the Trophy series. And tune in for that one, because that one is my favorite. That is the one that made me want to do this whole series. And I put it right by Christmas because it is chronological. I did it in order of the way they won, or way they turned out. But it's my favorite, and it's real close to Christmas for a reason. So hopefully you tune in for that one. And thanks for tuning in, and be sure to give us a thumbs up, and hey, we'll see you next time.